Hi and welcome to the latest edition of NewsRound, looking at the playwright Alan Ayckbourn's latest play, Welcome to the Family. I'm the playwrights archivist Simon Murgatroyd, and I recently had the opportunity to interview Sir Alan about the play. Welcome to the Family will premiere at the Old Launchi Theatre, Bowness-on-Windermere, from 12th to 27th of May 2023. And here's Sir Alan talking about the play, its inspirations and returning to the Old Launchi Theatre. So Alan, what can you tell us about Welcome to the Family?
It's a would-be future play. What if, I avoid the word science fiction, but it's a what if play. The technology is already being developed. It's based on the assumption that before long we're going to be able to record, rather than video or just simple audio record, but actually holographically record events in our lives, which we can then relive. It'll exist on a sort of recording, really, and we can play it back and we can enter into the recording at any point. And the people being recorded will remain unaware of the fact that we have re-entered it, and we will relive it with them. And it gives us a chance to go back and often revisit loved ones and relatives long past. The obvious ones are the ones that are used now. What parent hasn't got somewhere a recording of their child's graduation or speech day, and they'll play that ad infinitum and relive it with or without the child's permission, often long after they've grown out of it and going, "Oh, Mum, do we have to sit through this again?" But this has taken it a stage further. This is a boy with an obsession with his late parents who keeps reliving one certain afternoon with them. But eventually, the tipping point with the play is he then persuades a girl he's rather keen on to come back with him as his school chum, although they are both in their 30s, and she is a mother of two from a previous marriage, so she is reluctantly projected into this world of this boy's past. They relive the afternoon. Only her presence, of course, upsets the equilibrium of the event, and slowly it's revealed that what he has witnessed and recorded and is perhaps not quite the truth of the matter, and it's also that moment when we bring someone home for the first time when we're very young, that we're keen on to meet our family, and it's only when we get there we suddenly see the family through our new beloved's eyes, and we say what an extraordinary bunch of people they are. But the boy is completely oblivious of this. We are left as bystanders with the girl, reliving the afternoon again. Fortunately for us, for only once, but for him, probably the 56th time. But no, it's just a light-hearted piece. But it has a sort of dark shadow of how we see the past and how others see us, and it's a sort of fable, really.
Would you agree it's one of those plays which is warning about the dangers of escaping into fantasy from reality?
Yes, it is. We are all to varying degrees guilty of this. If we dwell for too long on old photographs or old recordings of old videos or 8mm recordings of days gone by, and we see it all. Sarah's presence, the guest is the outsider, and so dramatically she'll be our viewpoint as well. For her, it's for the first time, and she will be the purely witnessing it, absolutely, dispassionately, and also the change in behaviour of her beloved. Once you go with someone to their parents, you sometimes witness them reversing to the child that they were, or that they've tried to hide from you. There is another element of the uncle that also is using, for his own nefarious reasons, using the recordings to pursue his love life, which is a completely different agenda.
There's a recurring theme within your work about the dangers and potential of technology. But it seems here that there's the danger that we're obsessing with technology. Do you think there's an argument we need to reevaluate our relationship with technology in this day and age?
Well, curiously, yes, we because in certainly in my lifetime, and a little bit before that, everything has been recorded. And if you go back to even just my parents' lifetime, in their early childhood, nothing was recorded. The odd brown snapshot of grandmother's wedding, possibly, but we now have videos that record every year back to the post-war Britain. I mean, and so we are increasingly, television channels, mostly for economic reasons, are constantly retelling the same 50 or 60, 70 or 80 years of history, the recent history, and like everything else has sort of faded slightly away into sepia. It's like a retreat into our recent past. I'm interested that the modern generations are very familiar with recent history, but probably not so familiar with, and I think because of the dangers of looking ahead, my goodness me, at the moment people are nailing up warning signs everywhere. If it's not ecology, it's a world destruction through accidental nuclear holocaust. So there is a tendency to want to look back. Those were the days, the good old sunny 70s and blissful 60s, and so on and so on. And I guess they were all right, but we tend to make them very rosy. And the tendency to look back is not healthy. We should be concerned with the future, which a lot of people are, of course. But increasingly, people are turning their back on the future and perhaps retreating into the past in a way that Josh in the play does, because he can't actually face the fact that he is no longer at school and his parents are not alive. But it's like remembering people from a photograph in which they were smiling. But of course, if you look at a photograph of your great aunt smiling, you would say, God, she's a miserable woman in real life. But the smile is a lie. In fact, that is unaccustomed, and she does that for the camera. Truth, as to quote one of my titles, will out in the end.
So Welcome to the Family is going to premiere at the Old Laundry Theatre in Bowness-on-Windermere, and this is your second world premiere in 2 years at this venue. What are your thoughts on returning to Bowness, and a theatre that you're obviously very fond of?
It's a rather nice relationship, which I hope we can continue, because following the COVID setbacks that the theatre endured, the SJT is probably, along with most theatres, has cut back on its products, and including both my shows. I'm only rationed to one a year for the SJT. Those of you remembering it will remember that I also used to do a revival paralleling the new one, and the revival went, and then with it went, quite a substantial part of my year, because the enjoyment of revisiting an old show alongside a new show with the same company is no longer possible. But to compensate for this, luckily I'm able to produce 2 new plays, but not in the same venues, and certainly not with the same company, which of course was half the joy. And this Welcome to the Family is of course one half of my 2023 workload, and the other half being later in the year, Constant Companions at the SJT. I'm attempting to try and be back to basics, which is what I sense is the general requirement. Most of the money in theatre is now spent on musicals, or indeed it drains off into the technological media. And so I think the future of theatre as we know it, is lower key and simpler, and maybe incorporating new things on the way. But we certainly go back to the essentials of theatre. What was laughingly known in the past as 2 planks and a passion, which I think is what I'm moving towards at the moment, hopefully.
Thank you for your time, Alan. Like many other people, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Welcome to the Family. Thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed that interview. You can find out more about Welcome to the Family at the Old Laundry Theatre website, details here, where you can also book for it. The play is running only at the Old Laundry Theatre from 12th to the 27th of May. You can also find out more about the play at Alan Ayckbourn's official website. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the interview, and if you have, please subscribe to the YouTube channel. See you soon.